I was told several weeks back by Homeland Security that there was nothing that any chat room could say or do to slow down, to stop, to prevent, delay, adjust, manipulate, any word you want to throw in there. There's not a single thing a chat room person can do to affect this RV. Nothing. No way, no shape, no how. Nobody, especially those who have bad info. So there you go. Just to be safe, I did call three-letter agencies today to make sure I could not affect this RV by me calling tonight, because it really concerns me. I don't want to mess this up for me, y'all, or anybody else. But there's no way, again, they told me today, Homeland, FBI told me you can't delay this RV. Talk all you want. Anybody can talk all they want, post all they want. Rates, dates, whatever you want to say, because nobody knows none of this information. So at this point, the crucial stuff they were concerned with way back in November-ish when they asked me to be quiet, they passed all that. There's nothing more that we need to worry about. We can talk about everything anytime you want. There's some rumors of a RV taking place tonight. Nobody in my camp has heard anything on this. I've offered before, and I'm offering again. If any of these people from other sites need help in figuring this out, I will gladly help them. I might even help them with an intel provider or two that can give them some better info. I'm offering services openly to anyone that needs some help figuring this out. It's not that hard to figure out at this point in time. I just feel sorry for the people that get so excited and get upset about the effect that some people are having on the crowds. That concerns me. But again, I'm going to stop here and let y'all say my gesture to willingness to help the other people. My arms are open to anyone that needs to call me. My number is not hard to get. Call. I will help y'all figure this thing out. Now I'm going to step into a little intel. Blano, you on here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm right here.
You want to make a little comment on that, and then we can leave it alone? Do you have anything to say on that subject?
Yeah, I'll put in with you. I'll jump on that offer too. I think we're all after the same thing here, and I think that it's irresponsible to take people who work all day and come home, and they don't have time to spend the kind of time that maybe you and I do right now, just the situation that we're all in, and they don't have the time. So they join a site, and when they do that, they basically are expressing a vote of confidence and an expectation that the person or persons who operate that site will share with them legitimate information that they have some expectation to believe is real. And I have had no end of calls over the last 3 weeks from people who are members of my site and people who are not. And I've had texts, emails, and on, where people were just sick to death of being, whipped around and whipsawed around. And so, maybe I overreacted a little bit, too, to some of that. But good grief, guys. If you're getting the same stuff that you got 7, 8, 10 months ago that led you to call it all those times then, and you're getting the same stuff today, put a sock in it and wait a while. See what happens. I think I made an announcement that I had personally seen to it that all the rewards for being first were canceled. There's no $50 billion prize anymore. So what is the deal? But here we go. So, yeah, if there's anything I can do, I know a lot of people out there have got my contact information, and I don't mind trying to help out. But gosh, guys, we need to settle it down and slow it down a little bit. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you, Blano. I'm going to get a little intel, then we'll go to you. All right. I don't know who all came on. I'm going to start off first. I got a little information today from a trusted friend. I don't know if I want to say her name. She didn't give me permission to use her name, but she'll know where the info came from. Which I was supposed to post some links, and my computer's been acting up. There was some articles, I believe, on the UN site today about some countries that will be having a new floating rate before April 1st. I'm being vague on this information, y'all, because it's not mine and I'm using someone else's information. She did not tell me I couldn't say it, but I don't want to be too broke, although she did send me the links and tell me to post in the room. But I'm just being sketchy on this. But there are some currencies that are in the number one basket with Iraqi dinar that will be definitely stated in plain black and white that they will have a new rate before April 1. That's the good news I got today. I had lunch today with well-trusted friends. In that conversation, we talked to some people at some big, let's just put it in this wording, at some treasury sources today. Had a strict phone call while we were eating, and came out. The phone call came in, and it was a crazy, crazy rate. I'm not going to say the rate, but it was a rate that y'all heard all last week. Crazy rate. The lady that I was eating lunch with just pretty much said, okay, thank you, so-and-so, and giggled and hung the phone up. And she said, can you believe we're getting the same funky information for the last 2 weeks? You know, they still think we've fallen into this over $10 rate, and they think we've fallen for this today stuff. It's crazy, and that's coming from way up top of this agency I'm talking about. And the lady that gave it to me is laughing. She knows it's not real. That's how bad the crazy information is. It sounds good that we're going to hear a rate over $10, and we're going to hear it tonight. It sounds wonderful, but wonder don't do any good if there's no truth. And no matter how much you need it or want to believe it, you can't digest that pill if it's false. And this is not valid, truthful information that we can back up. So it's sketchy, at least. My opinion, I'm going to touch on this a little bit. My contacts are telling me no possible way that we will RV before tomorrow. They've been telling me the 8th, but they've also since moved it back to like between the 12th and the 17th before we have a legitimate chance of seeing a revaluation of the Iraqi dinar with a live, active rate that I can touch at the bank, get my money, and come and share with y'all that, hey, we're definitely catching in now. I don't think you're going to see that before this time next week. At the very, very earliest, is this a positive proof fact? No, it's not, because I don't know this information and nobody will. But I can pretty much put 99% of my self-pride in a bucket, hand it over y'all, and tell y'all we won't RV before at the earliest of this time next week, and more than likely later than that. Probably several days later than that. The RV just is not upon us right now. I don't care how much these people think they hear. I hope Blano is going to touch on some points. Blano, I'm just going to lead this on, and can you step in when you get to the point when you'll know when I need you to step in. Blano made a comment on Sunday about y'all going to start come Tuesday night, Wednesday, y'all going to start hearing some stuff about banks. Blano, you know where to go from there?
Yeah, I think so. I think I posted on Sunday night or Monday. It all kind of runs together. I've been fighting the creeping, crawling crud or whatever's eating up my lungs. I've been fighting that, so it kind of all runs together. Been a lot of real short nights. I think that well, you know, we're hearing some $12 rates, and man, I tell you, you know, man, that'd be great. But I have almost no faith. Okay, let me back that up. I have no faith in that at all. I did get popped again on some things, and I don't know if I'm headed where you want me to go here right now, Hammer. So I'm taking some stuff. So you might have to be real.
I was trying to get you to go in where you had me and you discussed it about how people would start calling the RV on Tuesday and Wednesday. That was your puppy. I was just leading into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did post that. That I had posted. Well, we did a big call. We did a big. It was a private call actually with a lot of guys, and I'm not throwing cold water on anybody, and don't intend to. So if you're looking to be offended, then I'm not looking to offend you. But we had a big call here, and we had a lot of people on there, some of whom spoke up, and thank you for that. And some who were on there that, I figured out later were on there that never did speak up, and, I'm curious about that. You know who you are. But anyway, everyone was calling for the next day, and I knew that there was no way it could happen the next day. No way. Now, the people that did speak up on that call, and you guys know who you are, I think it's some excellent stuff. We had a market guy on there that was talking about the market. I think the guy's sharp as a tack and not near about as pointed. We had several other people on there.
Boy, he'll be on here tonight.
Yeah, and you guys had some phenomenal input, which led you to a place that, with what I happen to have, I knew there was no way. So when we got off that call, I got on the planet, and I gave everybody a 7-day pass, which expires tonight at midnight. And I said that this is. I kind of put my money where my mouth is in that regard. So, if I think there's no way, then I'm going to issue that pass. And then, of course, we all know what happened over the weekend and Monday and Tuesday. And I said on Sunday that since I had given you a pass through Wednesday night at midnight, that probably Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday going into Thursday, people would start calling the RV because they would figure that my Wednesday night at midnight meant, and it didn't. I never said it was going to RV after Wednesday night at midnight, and I really don't think we are. Mid-February, around the 20s, early 20s of February, what I had at that time was putting me, as I told you then, between the 6th and the 9th, and then we had some delays. And what I did in that space of time was I converted over to what I call the marker system, and there's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. The critical elements that I had been gifted with a list of have been reduced to a series of markers, what I call markers, just to make it easy, because it's a marker is like a waypoint on a map, so you got to get there before you go anywhere else. And so what I had done was, rather than complicate things and try to answer 100 questions about links and articles, and I honestly, as I've made it public knowledge of, don't have a lot of faith in links and articles. Are there some good ones out there? Yes, there are. By and large, the media is from there anyway, it's a propaganda machine, and I don't want to know what they want me to know. I want to know what the truth is. So I don't, because of that, I don't have a lot of faith. And I know that there are some people listening who study and read and research articles daily, and it's a lot of work. And I got a tremendous respect for what you do, and I'm not putting you down. It just doesn't work for me. And I don't want you to stop doing it, because you guys dig you dig stuff out once in a while. It's just it's a needle in a haystack kind of thing, and we can look back at a 5, 6, 7 year track record and figure that out. You don't need me to tell you. So anyway, I had told people that I might, I stressed might have a rate after the 4th marker, which we got a couple days ago. There were some associated parts and pieces of the 4th marker that didn't show. So I don't have the rate. But, the problem is with this, so many people, they skim read or they don't pay close attention. So I had a bunch of people, expecting the RV right after the 4th marker. Never said it was going to happen. You guys can go back and play back the calls. I said we were going to, I might be able to see a rate after the 4th marker. And that didn't happen, but the 4th marker came. And in fact, I was out of it pretty much and had to run some errands, take care of my daughter's class ring stuff. It's that time of the year for these kids. But I think we got the 5th marker today, and I don't know. I'll post later if I can verify that. But in the meantime, how many markers? Okay, I'm not going there because that's going to throw gas on the fire for calling the RV. And I posted a long post explaining that. But what I will say is that there's not 50. So in other words, we're not going to go out here, 7 months, and I don't want to look back, from some future point on the quote-unquote marker phase of the RV that hadn't happened yet. I don't want to be there. What I'm getting is pretty good stuff. I believe the people I've gotten a really good ton of really good stuff from these people since June. So I'm, they haven't let me down. I'm going to stay with it. but I was trying to simplify it. So I felt like if I could give people a marker and say, for example, as I did last week, okay, 6-day pass, 7-day pass, whatever you want to call it, expires Wednesday night at midnight, then my people at least, or people that feel like I've got some information here, don't have to sit in front of the computer. And I gave a 5-day pass out before that and a couple of weekend passes out before that. And yes, every time I gave passes out, the usual customers were screaming and clamoring that it was going to happen. Oh, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. It's already happened. Yeah, fall on your knees and give thanks because it's already happened. We just haven't seen it yet. And we can go back every month for 9-10 months and see that stuff. So, and I was apologizing a little bit ago. I hope I'm not repeating myself too much here, but maybe I got a little overwhelmed on some of that. But my God, people, if you think you got something, you have to go bucket mouth all over the internet with it the very instant it falls in your lap. Why don't you let it cook and let it, like a loaf of bread, let it see if it'll rise a little bit and turn into something. Don't. It's like a biscuit. I had a gal one time. It was fixing some biscuits, and they squatted down to rise up and got cooked in the squat. Didn't give them enough time to rise. They were some real hard, flat biscuits, and all they needed was a little chance to rise, and it turned into something. So don't let your biscuits get cooked in the squat. That's about what I got for right now, Hammer. Oh, wait.
Okay, well, thank you, Bueno.
I did get a call. I did get a call, literally. Hammer, you and I talked a minute ago, and I got a call while we were talking. I just answered the call, told the guy out of the side of my mouth there, hang on for a minute. I think I started on rates. I'm sorry to be a little at loose ends, but at least I'm talking instead of hacking. I was on that $12 rate thing. I got some follow-up a while back that I posted about with respect to the double pop scenario, and I thought that Kuwait would probably RV at the same time that Iraq makes a jump into the middle threes, and then basically takes a discount on the 000 notes that come in from that, and then when that starts to trickle off in 6 days, 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever it takes, because we know that government agencies won't be cashing those into the central bank, but for those that do, there will be a time frame, and then when that trickles off, then the second step or jump, and I found out some additional information on that for the first time since November of 2010 when I originally posted that there might be 3, possibly 4 jumps in the first 20 to 24 months, and this is from a really, really interesting source, and that's about what I can say about it. Who's very much an insider in things financial at a 3-letter bank that we all look at all the time. So this person has been able to come back to me after nearly 2 years, a year and a half, and share a little more with me that there might be as much as 4 of those jumps. And we may be seeing an initial rate of $3.84, which may be cooking even now. And this was the call I got actually while we were on the phone 7-8 minutes ago. Well, let's see, it's 20 after we started at the top of the hour, so 26 minutes ago. When we were talking, Hammer, I got this call on what I call the flat rate phone, and so I wanted to share that. So that's as fresh as it gets, folks. 27 minutes ago, I understand that we had a Big 4 bank showing $3.84, not $12, $3.84, and had been up for 10, 12 minutes at that time, maybe. Have I confirmed that with any other party? No. I was trying to dial into this call and get here, and I told him, I said, well, I'm not going to be able to confirm that at this particular point. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, do we throw that out there? Based on the validity of this particular contact, I think it's worthy of discussion. So, yeah, I'm going to throw it. Is it confirmed? Not at this time. But I'll tell you, for Bueno, that's a lot more believable than a $12 number. I think that's about all I got, Hammer.
Well, I can back you up on Bueno. I got a text a little bit ago from a banker that we have. Well, it wasn't even a banker. It's a contact of a banker, but I have spoke to the particular banker. A text saying that the bank the bank that I used to talk to in Canada, the Scottendale Bank, was showing a 384 rate. Is that an RV? Are we saying an RV? No, we're not. Probably, my assumption is a false rate. I was told, and I believe Blano's also been told, there's going to be a lot of crazy banking activity, a lot of movement of money. There's going to be a lot of financial movement jumping all over, and people are going to come to the conclusion that this stuff means we're RVing. And that's more than likely probably not truth, just because there's some movement happening on screens and all that. I feel pretty comfortable telling y'all the U.S. Treasury's out of this loop. So you don't need to worry about that no more. That agency, just when their name comes up, I'm just going to kind of push it to the side. They're out the loop. Dang, where was I going with that? Sorry, y'all, lost my train of thought. But there's a lot of info floating around out there. There's money still being pulled off the streets in Iraq. There's soldiers over there are hearing things. I've heard a few small rumors of some people getting their hands on lower denoms and coins. Are they open, out, accessible to everybody? No, they're not. They're absolutely not. Some have leaked through the cracks. I didn't have a whole lot of solid info for this call. Just mainly, this is a assurance call, a confidence building call to y'all that we will RV fairly soon. Will we RV fairly soon tomorrow? We could. What's the chances of that? Probably less than 5%, but it still is a chance. You really need to look closer, 12th-ish, 15th-ish. Plano probably would tell you a little later than that. We're close, but we're not on it. But if Iraq would get off their butts and do the few things they need to do, we probably could see a live active rate in less than a week if they really, really humped it. But we're talking about Iraq, an Arabic Islamic country who gets in no hurry to do anything. Could they do it without everything being complete? Probably. Will they? I doubt it. You know, they make the rules, not me. And if I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong. I would rather tell y'all a further off date than get y'all excited for nothing. People are getting hurt. And again, I'm willing to help anybody that needs help. Guru, CBI person, UST person, people in chat, any person that would like some assistance. If I can't help, I will try. The invitation's there to kind of point in a different direction.